Alright, so last night, as in the night before this recording, I've been playing the final hours of my pacifist run on Undertale, which I beat.
Yeah?
And it turns out to be the single greatest, the most gratifying, satisfying, rewarding gaming experience of my entire life. It's nothing less than perfection. Really, that game is really that good. It deserves all the attention. Problem is, I lost track of time playing that. And it turns out when I finished it, I was ecstatic, by the way.
Yes, like anyone would be.
Tears streaming down my eyes. Best ending I could possibly unlock. Absolutely fantastic. It was 5 a.m.
Oh.
Yes.
That's...
So, so yes. And we usually do these sessions, me and Devar, we usually do these sessions at 2 a.m. So, on top of that, this story that we read, it's not as good, half as good, in fact, as I remember it to be. So all of that makes me a bit dejected, other than just plain sleep-deprived.
Yeah.
So really, I don't know at this point if I can even provide a commentary of some description. I'm pretty sure my entire contribution to tonight's reading is going to be something along the lines of, the stupid, that word was repeated 200 million times. Something like that.
That was that our last recording with both of us?
Yes, okay, honestly, that made me hate a certain word that begins with W and ends up with other. So,
yes.
So yeah, that was pretty. Chapter 3 was a nightmare. That sort of things really sends me on a crazed, maddening, inducing frenzy.
Eesh. That's all I can say.
I'm just putting words together at random. So, you know what? Let's get started already with Chapter 4.
Yes, good old Chapter 4.
And Devar is reading, so I'm getting ready to sleep tonight.
Oh, yes. Once upon a time, the Fluttershy let us outside. And he's already fallen asleep. Good night, everybody. Alright, seriously though, we're gonna start this. Fluttershy let out a soft sigh as she lay on the floor of the examination room. A towel was draped over her head as she breathed slowly, trying to calm herself down and feel better. She had redressed her wounds, her cuts had reopened in the water, and was slowly...
Ah! It's that word! Ah! Pollute it! Pollute all the world! I'm going to give money to the Captain Planet's villains to pollute all the oceans and kill the water.
Morning, by the way.
What?
Morning, because you just woke up.
Yeah, it's also 2 a.m, so yes, say that.
Okay, let's see, water, and we're slowly healing again. Water must be really bad knives, then. Her muscles still ached, though. The health drinks had helped a lot. Her shivering had gone away as well. A sign her body temperature was returning to normal. This sounds less horrifying and more, Discovery Channel.
Okay, you know what you have to do now.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Okay. She had made a makeshift fire with some of the leftover gauzes and bandages, using a small bit of the lantern oil to help it burn. The fire had provided her with a gentle comfort, warming her body and calming her mind as the flames danced before her. It wouldn't last for long, but it was serving its purpose.
Ponies are aliens. Oh no, wait, that's the History Channel.
Ponies are aliens. She had hung her bag to help it dry quicker, as well as getting all the water out of the music box. She was surprised she hadn't lost the doll key in the watery mess. Watery mess? Last I checked, big body of water would be called a pool, not a mess.
And most certainly not a watery mess.
Yeah.
I don't think that's even a real word, but...
Though the map of Ponyville hadn't fared as well, it was drying as well.
As well.
Yeah.
It was drying in the well,
Yes,
apparently.
it was drying in the well as well. Though it wouldn't ever quite be the same.
After that incident, Larry was never the same. Larry the Map.
Yeah, Larry the Map.
Larry the Map. Okay, this name is going to stick from now on.
Yes, instead of Map, we'll call him Larry.
And the next sentence begins with Steve the period.
Steve. I wonder what Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie are doing right now.
Meanwhile, in the... I think we did this joke too many times already.
Yes, I think we have.
I cannot help it. It's like the story is baiting us to do just that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in an abandoned motel room, they're having hot, steamy mugs of coffee.
I knew you were going to say that.
I am not a crass individual, am I?
No, I don't think you turn into a Ross when you're tired.
No, if anything, I turn into a sleepy dwarf.
By the way, I'm sorry, Ross, if I keep using you as the butt of the joke on that one. But
well, you're kind of the default dementia guy into this.
You're the only one I know, personally. Okay, let's carry on. Fluttershy asked herself, staring into the flames. She was feeling...
staring into the flames. Okay.
Staring into the flames, we carry on.
I was speaking of a certain song. Dun, 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 dun. She was feeling lonely.
She was feeling lonely without her friends. Friends.
That's the quotation marks.
And she was starting to worry about their safety.
That mug of coffee is getting colder.
Yeah, the marshmallows are gonna soak it all up. This place wasn't welcoming already.
No! You don't say! I don't believe you!
Already she had brushed with death twice. And both times she had been saved, thanks to Rainbow Dash.
Well, thanks to a Rainbow Dash flashback.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash flashback. Rainbow Dash saves her, even when she's not there.
Yes, she's Mitch from Baywatch. My save! And when she's not there, she has to be the one who saves.
Yeah, and Rainbow Dash eats burgers. Om nom 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 nom.
By the way, big shout out to Alison Pregler's Baywatching series. That's I really like that.
Yes, everyone loves it.
Baywatching.
And if you're not watching it, you're gonna love it. Anyway.
I think I'm going to miss Eddie.
Yeah. Rainbow Dash, she might quite be closing her eyes to think about her, my friend. Ah, my eye!
Suddenly, Eddie takes over narration.
Ah, my eye! The words hurt! Okay, I'm just gonna stop that annoying voice.
This is it. This is my chance.
No chance! Such as what you got.
Sure. Okay.
Oh wait, it's breaking, so you can
Come
carry
on,
on.
Austin! Rainbow Dash squeal happily! Yell up a post down Fluttershy! Okay. The Wonderbolts. Remember when Rainbow Dash had a goal?
Yeah.
The Wonderbolts will be having open auditions in cap locks in 3 months! All the unnecessary cap locks. This is the first time they've ever done this.
Has this turned into a Frank Miller comic?
Apparently they've been so amazed at the talent of upcoming flyers that they want to see personally invite the best of the best to join them.
I'm gonna say this. If there's suddenly a pony butt in my face from this description next, I'm leaving.
Rainbow Dash let out another squeal as she was practically dancing for joy. Dancing for joy?
Dancing for Nurse Joy? I didn't know she was in this.
Okay, she actually goes by the name of Nurse Red Heart. Might as well be.
Oh, okay, I have to do this.
That's wonderful, Rainbow Dash.
She cheered sarcastically, apparently, judging by the tone of voice.
Yes, I thought I'd do that.
Fluttershy cheered happily for her. Yay!
You'll finally be able to make your dream come true.
For the 26th time. I mean, how many times has her dream come true in some form of the other?
Involving the Wonderbolts.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to Wonderbolt Academy. They're going to finally make me a Wonderbolt. Yay! I'm
gonna fly with the Wonderbolts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get their attention.
Yes, I'm going to join their team, but instead I'm not going to. Oh, now I'm going to do a freaking test to join their reserves, even though they already know me. I am the record-breaking mayor who did the freaking Sonic Rainbow that no one else has done. I joined their academy. What else do I need to do to be a freaking official Wonderbolt? Do I have to kill somebody? Do I have to kill Fleetfoot? Take her place?
No, the entire Wonderbolts team take her into the back room, into the lockers, and have hot coffee.
Yes, the bar. We already did that.
Yeah, I know, but I thought I'd return that joke again.
Sure, why not? And everybody's going to sit at the breakfast table in Phantasmagoria, sipping coffee.
Yeah, and eat cherry pie from Harvester.
Sure. Anyway.
I know, I think.
Oh, I know! I'm going to have to pick up my practice sessions. Yeah! I'm going to practice my catchphrases now. 20% cooler, 10 seconds flat. And what else?
Well, break it 20% cooler.
I thought you said that. Oh, I see.
Anyway, this is going to have to call for some new tricks too. Tricks no pony has ever thought of. The most death-defying and out-of-this-world tricks any pony has ever seen!
Hello, Trix the Rabbit. Can you give me the pony tricks?
Silly the bar. Tricks are for kids.
Aww.
Rainbow Dash instantly contemplated anything and everything she could do.
Oh no, please carry on. I'm pretty sure you didn't say everything yet.
You shouldn't forget about using the Sonic Rainbow either. You're the only pony in all of Equestria who can perform it.
Yes, thank you, and I'd like to see her do that again anytime soon.
They'd let you in for sure after they see that. And also if you take a written test and you show the history and...
Yeah, so you'd think so. You'd think they let her in instantly after pulling that trick that saved their lives the first time around. But no, she had to go through all the chaff like any common mortal pony that wasn't an element of loyalty. It doesn't seem fair, if you ask me. Okay, I'm all for meritocracy as opposed to nepotism, but, you know, saving the Wonderbolts' lives and performing a feat that nobody else has ever performed outside of actual myths and legends seems it deserves to have some merit, don't you think?
Yes, you would think that. What? The ponies are going to be all like, oh look, there's Rainbow Dash. She's kind of saved the Wonderbolts. Oh, that's nice. She also passed the test. Oh, that's amazing.
I can't get over that. Okay, Rainbow Dash's character is going a bit in circles.
Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on.
So is kind of everyone else. The only one that are actually consistently moving forward are the kids, the Cutie Mark Crusaders.
And they had a boring episode.
Well, it wasn't boring. It was a bit rushed, but it was a good episode, I want to say.
Yeah. Anyway.
At least that chapter of their lives is finally over. It took them 5 years.
Yay, happy 5th anniversary.
The episode aired for the 5th anniversary, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Hence the special.
That seems appropriate.
Yes. Anyway, let's carry on. We've been talking about...
No, actually, I want to see one more thing before that.
Alright.
I actually saw the Halloween special that was supposed to air on Halloween night, but was leaked out of iTunes, and it was basically made available for the masses on the internet earlier on.
Yeah.
That episode is episode 23.
Yeah.
You have no idea how glad I am that that the Cutie Mark Crusaders do not appear in that episode, because it would have spoiled. It would have completely spoiled their own achievement for me. If they made an appearance, it would have ruined the entire season for me. I am so glad they did not appear.
Oh, that's
In
good.
that episode. That's wow, that's a relief. Anyway, where was I?
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Rainbow Dash instantly contemplated anything and everything she could do.
Yeah, I already did the. You shouldn't forget about using the Sonic Rainbow.
Yeah.
Blah,
Yeah, Fluttershy happily said. Wait, is she happy or is she sad?
blah. Said.
Anyway, that's the pun. For once, it's not a mistake of the story, it's just me being silly and sleepy. Rainbow stopped her musing when Fluttershy said that, lowering a hoof she'd had raised eagerly to the ground. The Sonic Rainbow, huh? The Sonic Rainboom, I should say. Rainbow scuffed her hoofs against the ground, looking a little anxious.
Oh, what's the matter?
Fluttershy asked, noticing the instant change in behavior. Well, to be honest, oh no. I haven't been able to perform the Sonic Rainboom since the Best Young Flyers competition. Are you kidding me? This again! Rainbow Dash seemed to grimace at her mentioning failing to do a move.
Really? Do you not remember how you performed it?
Okay, you fly really, really fast up until you break the sound barrier. Easy peasy.
Yeah, it's simple. It's like running a DeLorean.
It's not that I forgot how I did it. It's just for some reason things seem to get too real just as I'm about to perform it. You know what I'm saying? The ground gets too close and I start to panic about not controlling my speed, or I think that it must be something to perform only on critical occasions, or...
A wedding.
Yeah, weddings. Rainbow Dash frantic rant was interrupted when Fluttershy's lips found their way to Rainbow's
what? Rainbow Steve.
Rainbow Steve! There's a period. Two rainbows. Rainbow's face lit up in a blush at this.
I know you can do it, Rainbow Dash. I believe in you.
Fluttershy smiled warmly at her mere friend.
Why'd you say it like that?
Are you my mom? Can somebody change me?
Are you my mom? Can you please change my pants?
Okay.
Sorry.
Shawnee! I can't do that. It's too particular. Anyway, well, I suppose I can always give it another try.
Give it the old college try, yo. You be pip and all that.
Sure. Dash said, grinning as she blushed heavily. She spread her wings and shot into the sky at a mighty speed.
Oh, well, not with all her might.
Close enough. I remind you all, the counter is currently at 1.
Yeah, 1.3.
No, unless it specifically says all, her, and might in one sentence. It's it doesn't count.
Okay, Josh, take the number away.
Fluttershy smiled as she watched her, always loving the way Rainbow flew. Rainbow perched herself high up on a cloud, looking over the world. One day, this will all be mine.
Everything that the light touches will be mine.
Also, everything that's in the shades, because I like to sleep. With a quick breath, I should say, she sprang up into the air once more, flying around as she began to pick up momentum. Fluttershy watched her fly around.
In circles.
Fly around, realizing Dash was getting a feel for the air first, before Dash stopped high up in the air, and Dash almost invisible against the sun. And that's when Dash started the descent, because she was Dash. Oh, man. Then she saw the descent. Dash was racing. From now on, she's Dash.
Good.
Dash was racing straight for the ground at a tremendous speed, and Fluttershy watched in anticipation as as she could see, Dash began to form the cone of air around her body. Fluttershy almost held her breath for Dash. For a moment it seemed Dash hesitated, but Flutterby could see the change in her flight.
I thought you forgot all about that for a second.
No, I still remember it now. We're calling them names, so...
Dash!
He jogged my memory now. So, she put a hoof to her mouth, out of hesitation that she might go...
Flying
so
back.
Dash put a hoof to her mouth, out of hesitation, for she might go flying backwards as she had Dash at so many times before. But at the last moment, it seemed that a last-ditch determination fired in Dash's eyes as Dash's body stretched forward and suddenly... Dash! I mean,
Boom!
A huge explosion ripped through the sky, a circle of color spreading out as a rainbow Dash shot towards to the ground. Turning right before it would impact with the ground, and rocketing into the sky, spreading a giant rainbow Dash across the sky. Flutterby, cheered. Flutterby cheered, jumping up and down at the amazing sight.
Of Dash's body falling from the sky because she went too close to the sun. I'm sorry, I couldn't help but reference some Greek mythology.
Some Greek mythology. Apparently it's not important enough to warrant being nominated. It's the Icarus. Well, it's Daedalus and Icarus to be specific, but it's the Icarus part that everybody remembers.
Yeah.
Because it's a commentary. It's possibly the oldest form of cautionary tale about the human hubris. The human hubris, now that's a mouthful.
And a word people don't hear much unless you played Soul Calibur 2.
Unless you read Gothic horror.
Okay, but there's a break here, so it's me next.
Surprisingly, it's a word I come across a lot in fanfictions.
Huh.
There are writers who want you to know how, educated they are.
Ah.
Yes. Anyway.
Wait a capital M moment. An explosion?
Fluttershy's head popped up from where she had been laying it on her hooves.
The one that woke me up earlier. That sounded like a sonic rain boom.
Okay, from now on it's going to be named a Dash Rain Dash. Or a Sonic Dash Boom.
Sonic Dash Boom?
Now she was worried. What reason could Dash have for doing the Sonic Dash Boom here?
Okay, no, I have to point out, Dash, we did not add it in this sentence. It was literally just there. So.
Unless...
Oh no! Was Dash being chased by the dragon again?
It's so weird. I mean, Dash is technically the last name. Isn't it weird to call your lover, the person you are so intimate with, by their last name?
Yeah, it's like if my mom and dad was like going, "Hello there, Mister." Oh yes, hello there, Miss. Last name.
Hello there, Sir Lord Arkvaron the Third.
Yes, hello there, Thy Master, the 239th.
I am the one and only. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you just added the number just to sound highly.
Anyway.
Alright, Fluttershy's heart started pounding.
She could be hurt or trapped or worse.
Wait, who could be hurt, trapped, or worse?
Dash.
Of course.
Or the dragon.
Oh, also that.
Her heart lodged in her throat as she stood up quickly, shaking her head, trying to clear her mind as her towel fell to the floor. Oh wait, I scrolled down too far.
No, I can't think that way. Rainbow Dash is okay.
Don't you mean Dashbo Dash?
No, it's dash, dash, dash.
It's Dashbo Steve.
Oh wait,
Steve Bo Dash is okay, and
Stone Cold Steve Bodash Austin.
and I'm sure Steve Pie is too.
Okay.
Steve.
Okay, maybe I should say it like this.
And I'm sure Pie is too. I just have to find them.
I could go for a pie.
I mean, is this going to be a theme in this chapter where we just kind of lost our minds and just, make absolute rip a new one in this?
I think that's been a leitmotif during this entire reading so far.
Okay.
So, yes.
Fluttershy looked at what remained of the fire before her. It was flickering with its last embers, and it would die out very soon.
You better be quick to dance into the fire.
Okay, I should be dry enough, and my things should be dry enough as well. It's time for me to find a way out of here. I have to find my friends.
Yes,
Again,
your
friends.
friend in quotation marks.
I should really say that every time she says friends.
Friends.
Well, technically it's already in quotation marks since it's a bit of dialogue.
Well, all of it's in quotation marks.
Exactly.
Fluttershy quickly placed her things back into the slightly damp bag, including Larry. She made sure to pack some of the extra gauzes and bandages and health drinks.
Okay,
Gauzes and bandages are the same, right?
Yeah, but gauze is not in plural.
Oh yeah, sorry, I said that by accident. I thought I saw an S there. Making sure she'd have more medical supplies with her, should anything happen along the way.
Well, it will happen. Definitely it will.
Yes, you definitely need it. I mean, all the coffee is going to burn somebody, somehow. This would have to do for now, as she closed it up and placed it back on her back. Back on her back. I have no idea why that, repeating of the word.
She placed the dash on her dash. She dash returned the dash to around her dash and dashed it on dash sure it's still dash
and they
dash out of dash the dash.
And they touched dashes. She then returned the lantern to around her neck and turned it on, making sure it still worked, before walking out into the hallway. Instantly, the music box began to hiss and wail with the sound of buzzing bees as the air seemed to become thick. Fluttershy instantly had to struggle for breath as it felt like the air itself was pressing down hard against her body, trying to strangle the life out of her. Her body felt almost frozen as the pressure felt like it was... I'm watching you. As the pressure felt like it was trying to crush her body.
Let it crush.
Her head slowly turned, looking down the hallway from where it felt like the pressure was emanating. Her eyes grew wide and her pupils shrunk as she could see two piercing red eyes staring back at her.
Really? So suddenly? That's how you introduce your main baddie?
It was a tall pony-like creature. One that easily overpowered her. Its body was covered in darkness.
Darkness!
That seemed to flow and crawl all around it, almost like dancing flames. As it stared at her, its mouth began to open, revealing a white mouth, in stark contrast to its black body.
I like the way you say contrast.
Yes, I love doing that sort of stuff. Its jagged, sharp teeth bared for her to see. It was grinning at her. It began to walk towards her. Just a nice walk, not in a rush or anything. Each step echoing with a loud thud through the hallway as it drew closer. The air grew thicker, and its presence seemed to crush her further. The very air pressing down on her, making her legs shake and her breathing stop as her heart pounded heavily in her chest. I swear this is like every anime villain that has gravity spells or something. Or gravity-based abilities, this description. As it grew closer, a world began to echo. A word began to echo. Yeah, a world. If only. A word began to echo through Fluttershy's mind.
Echoing pants!
Echoing pants.
No,
I forgot about that.
No, the word is actually pain.
Pain. This creature would bring her pain. She had to run from it. She had to get away. That's the same thing. But her hooves felt glued in place. Pain, 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 pain. Yeah. Okay, so the last 2, 4, 6, 7 words are in red.
Yeah.
5 of those in capital locks, by the way, folks.
Yes.
Why couldn't she run? She had to run. She was going to die if she didn't run. But she was paralyzed by fear. Fear of what? The wrath of this creature. That's what she had to run away from. Arthur, are we going in circles or is it just me?
Now that you pointed it out, yes, it does seem a bit redundant, but I was actually trying with all of my might, doesn't count, with all my might, to actually get invested in the moment, because this is where I remember the story started to be a little bit interesting. Then again, after everything so far, it's... anyway, Brother Shy has to say something to herself.
Actually, I think it's you know what. The echoing pants reminding her something.
No, but it's still Father Shy's mind.
Oh, I see.
I need you to be strong right now, alright?
Fluttershy's mind.
Oh, wait, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you were right. It was Rainbow Dash.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need you to be strong, right now. All right.
Fluttershy's mind snapped back to reality, instantly turning on her hooves and running as fast as she could.
Which isn't really fast.
She was finally able to get air into her lungs as she quickly ran past the doors around her. The hallway was quickly coming to an end, though, and before her, she could see the staircase to the 2nd floor. She couldn't stop now. She had to run again. Her hooves hit heavily against each step as she ran up the stairs. She seemed to be getting farther away from the creature. The air was breathable, and she wasn't feeling the soul-crushing presence. The music box was slowly growing more quiet. She reached the top of the stairs, panting as she took in the stale air. The world still smelled of mildew and rotting materials.
The entire world? That seems an exaggeration.
Yeah, you could have said the atmosphere, the surrounding area, but no, you had to go with the world. But it was better than being in that creature's presence.
Okay, I'd like to say this.
Yeah.
Like I said, this story has an original main monster, unlike the previous one, which had basically Slender Man in pony form.
Yeah.
With that said, I think the previous story did a much better job introducing the main villain. Ironically.
Yeah, very strange that. Creativity of making an original villain. Poor execution. Using a existing villain in your story. Perfect execution.
Well, I wouldn't say perfect,
But better.
slightly decent.
Yeah. She quickly began to walk down the hallway of the second floor. When her music box suddenly began to hiss again, she stopped in tracks.
She stopped on the tracks, waiting for the train to
hit the store.
she's taking a ride in the bum train.
she's waiting for that hype train to hit.
Oh, the hype train.
Expecting the black creature to appear before her, but slowly coming to view of her lantern, wasn't the black creature. It looked like a nurse.
Here we go.
Folks, allow me to have this moment. Moment over. It was wearing the standard Cloudsdale hospital nurse uniform. A pink hat with a red cross and a pink coat that fit well around the body, but ended just short of the flank, so that the cutie mark could be seen, with white stockings on the hind legs and special-made hoof sandals to keep their step quiet for patients.
You know, I miss the crawling, ripped-apart Phyllis from the previous story.
I hate to say it, but I do as well, actually. This seems less frightening and more copycat-ish.
That's kind of also a leitmotif in this story that I pointed out already, even before we started reading.
Yeah. However, that's where the similarities ended, for the face of the nurse was covered in bandages, hiding its eyes and face, but around its mouth was a metal muzzle with holes for air. Okay, that part sounds cool at least. The nurse thing, not good. Face part, sounds cool.
Well, you do realize that should she actually start to talk, she would sound like Bane. Oh, I see you made this far, Miss Fluttershy. Care to join us for solo?
so you think the hospital is your ally?
Oh, see. Little did you realize, young Miss Fluttershy, this is all part of a test, you see. To test your bravery, to test to face your inner demons, and possibly to survive with a broken spine.
Okay,
Are you afraid, Miss Fluttershy?
Okay, you sucked the coolness out slightly.
It was never cool to begin with. It was lame. Everything about that was lame.
Well, the face part sounds cool to me anyway. But looked like it had been placed to keep the creature quiet. Its uniform was covered in spots of blood. What, only spots? Like a Dalmatian? As if it had attacked something, while its white tail seemed spotless. But most striking of all, what we're not done?
Nope.
Was that around its neck it wore what looked like a black necklace of living flames. Oh, lame. As if it had come from the body of the creature from before.
Okay, so it doesn't seem much, but if you put it into context and you know what any of this means, it's actually kind of clever.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's like the nurses are under the control of the flaming monster, but also bandages covering their facial features, which makes them blind to things that might be happening in front of them. Mm-hmm. So if you put things into context and later you find out the truth and you understand what the nurses are supposed to represent, and why they have bandages covering their eyes and muzzles covering their mouths, you will realize that's basically because they are choosing to blind and mute themselves over specific events.
I see. I would have gathered that myself by the time.
Yeah, but I figured, might as well, cut off the middleman and jump to the conclusions. Trying to salvage something from this.
Yeah. Her music. There's no box, it's just the music. Her music began to hiss louder as the creature grew closer. Her head looked back and forth, looking for a way out that didn't involve going back the way she came. Her eyes fell upon double doors just in front of her to the right. Wait, is it in front of her or to her right?
She's looking at her right, so it's in front of her now that she's looking at the right.
Okay.
I think.
So it's right in front of her?
That's a good one.
She jumped at the doors and pressed on them, praying they were open. The door swung open, and she ran inside, closing the doors behind her.
So many doors.
So many doors to open and close. The hissing of her music box died down as she could still tell the creature was nearby, outside the door. She hoped it wouldn't come breaking the door down.
Break down the door.
Break it down.
The X sucks.
Yeah, but she now realized she had just set herself up in a trapped room. Oh, I hate those sort of games. The escape the room games. She had jumped into what looked like a supply closet. However, most of the supplies had fallen to this world's rotten disrepair.
And they all smell of mildew for some reason.
Moths flew around the ceiling of the room, and she could smell blood in the air, but couldn't see any. She looked around, seeing if there was anything that could possible hide her. I don't even impossible this. Okay. That could possible hide her or keep the creature behind the door away from her. Something glinted against the glare of her lantern on one of the shelves.
Huh?
She slowly walked over to the glint of light.
Oh, speaking of there's a new Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Oh yeah, I heard about that, with the Fred with the large chin.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Yeah?
It took them 6 decades, but they finally figured out how to make a good Scooby-Doo cartoon. Better late than never.
Wow.
No, it's actually good. In fact, it's actually pretty damn funny, and I love it. I freaking love it.
What's it called? Just so I know, just so I can see.
It has the worst title any Scooby-Doo cartoon has ever had, ironically.
Really?
Be Cool, Scooby-Doo.
Oh!
I think it has to be a bad title on purpose. I think it matches the self-aware tone of the show altogether. It's probably making fun of all the horrible titles with even worse gimmicks that all of the various Scooby-Doo spin-offs had over the decades.
The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
So, Be Cool, Scooby-Doo. Terrible title, but stupendous show. And I actually like the new art direction. At least it looks different.
Alright.
Surprisingly, Daphne is the funniest character.
Danger Prone Daphne is funny character now. Well, funny Daphne.
Her deal is that she has a different gimmick for every episode. I mean, first episode, she plays with hand puppets. Yes, one episode, she has a beard, inexplicably.
I have to see this now.
Another episode, she's enemy with all sea creatures.
I have to see this now.
You kind of have to, yes.
Okay, glint of light. It was an orange gemstone in the shape of an eye. Oh, hi, Sauron. Nice of you to come into this story. Because the eye of Sauron's orangey. Never mind.
Just go on.
It was the only thing in the entire room that hadn't fallen into a state of rotting. In fact, it looked pristine, as if it had been taken care of while everything else fell apart. Something about the gem drew Fluttershy to it, as if it was hypnotizing. The jewel itself seemed to be watching her. See? Sauron!
Yeah, good for you.
She gulped down her beating heart and placed the gem carefully in her bag. She'd hold on to it. She felt it was important.
What gave you that idea?
Well, the fact it stood out like a puzzle game. This one actually would make a pretty cool puzzle game. She slowly walked back over to the door.
Okay, if one of the puzzles games require her to actually physically move statues, she's screwed.
She slowly walked back over to the door and placed her ear against it, trying to hear anything. The hissing of her music box had gone silent, and she didn't hear anything past the door.
Silent dash bill.
More like silent door.
Bill.
She opened the door carefully, peeking outside and looking around. The nurse had left. It didn't seem like it had tried to chase after her and break the door down. Flutterby let out a soft sigh of relief, realizing this. She exited the supply room.
Oh God! I didn't kill her. She was already dead when I came in. Wait, what?
That's not what the fanfiction says, man.
What fanfiction? What are you talking about?
we're reading the Fluttershy fanfiction. You know, Silent Ponyville 2.
Oh, yes, fanfictions, right. No real-life murders whatsoever. yeah, that's what we're talking about here.
She exited the supply room and continued down the hallway from the direction the nurse had come. She felt very strongly about not returning the way she had just come from. Moving forward was her only option now. Fluttershy looked around carefully at the doors in the hallway. So many scary doors.
And all of them were locked.
That was even scarier. They were locked.
Yep, you had to go into town and talk to a douchebag and get a key to open that one door that doesn't lead you anywhere.
Many had been boarded up with wooden planks, nailed to the frames, making sure no one could enter or exit the rooms.
I was right on the money.
Many looked like they had been sealed with some kind of building material. While
it's called wooden planks.
Yes, and the silver things that have rusted over, they're called nails. While others just looked like the locks and handles had been broken for ages and wouldn't open.
Classic Silent Hill.
Classic video game logic of why you can't go through doors. The hallway ended abruptly with a turn, Fluttershy turning with it to continue down the hall. Something immediately struck her eyes as she
Ow!
As she walked down the hall. She drew closer to it to get a better look at it. When she stopped and stared in surprise. Surprise! Happy birthday! Okay, that was a terrible joke. On the wall outside the doors was a giant...
Opposite.
On the wall opposite the doors was a giant mural of Princess Celestia.
There's something I wasn't expecting to find here.
Yeah, I was expecting to see a deformed princess.
Anyway.
She was facing the pony, looking at the mural. With a...
Wait. So Fluttershy was looking at the giant mural, and Princess Celestia was facing the pony, looking at the mural. Does that mean that Princess Celestia was facing Fluttershy? What?
Apparently, like, frontal
What
view
does-
of Celestia.
What the? This is... This is so weirdly written.
Oh, wait, let me see. With her hoof raised and her wings spread out with an imposing look about her. Above the mirror in large letters looked like a quote she had said once.
Obey.
Equestria needs you.
No, speaking of one of those Soviet Russia style manifestos and posters that I find of Princess Celestia online. It's kind of they're kind of everywhere. Yes, obey.
Yeah, that one. I was thinking of the real world World War II propaganda posters.
Yes, yes, because Celestia should definitely cosplay as Uncle Sam.
I was more thinking of the mustached gentleman who posed for that poster.
She should be Rossi the Riveter.
Life is the right of every pony. May we all bask in the light together.
You know, it's funny because having read Silent Ponyville 3, which is all about Celestia, by the way.
Oh dear.
So yes, this if you put this sentence into context, let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. Fluttershy blinked in awe at the mural. She had never seen it before. Not in all the years that she had been to the hospital, at least. Not to mention something struck her as being odd about the mural. As if something was, I don't know, missing.
It's a puzzle.
Her eyes. Her eyes were missing.
You think you'd notice that immediately?
In their place were indentations in the wall, looking as if something was supposed to be placed inside of them. Just a thought. You can do that if you want. Fluttershy carefully pulled out the orange stone she had conveniently found in the supply closet and carefully fit it into the right eye socket. The stone fit in with a click and stayed in place. Now Celestia was only missing one eye.
Ha ha ha.
It was likely that the other eye was somewhere in the hospital.
Well, time to start searching. Okay,
Oh.
let's get out Larry the map and
Yeah, let's get out Larry the map and do our map song.
the map song.
Yeah, the
Really?
map. Yeah, let's do a map song. You know, like
How does it go?
make it up on the spot. We're gonna find something cool. Okay, enough of
Okay.
this tomfoolery.
Yes, please.
Suddenly, the note from the front desk made sense to her.
Really? He did?
Really? I forgot about that note.
Me too, completely.
It's not like we have an inventory to look back on these notes.
Oh snap.
They had locked away the other eye somewhere because Celestia's staring was judging them. As if the mural
Symbolism.
as if the mural itself could see something that they didn't want it to see.
Interesting. I should really remember what that note said because I completely removed it from my subconscious mind.
I just forgot completely that she found a note last chapter.
Us not remembering anything from last chapter aside from one word. Go figure.
Seriously, they should have put that in the same chapter as this one.
Okay,
So then,
honestly, okay, I'm going to say it.
yeah.
There is more water in the last chapter than in the actual water ending of Silent Hill 2. There, I went there. I just went there.
Wow.
I hate it. I hate that ending so much. And it's the one ending I got, actually, which ruined the entire game for me. Ruined the entire game.
Wow. That just douchebaggery if I've ever heard.
Because you can actually get that ending. All you need to do is spend the vast majority of the game with half of your elf.
Oh.
Honestly, I did that because honestly, I was reserving medicines for cases of emergency, and I found out I could survive most of the game without ever healing. So that's how I got the freaking water ending that killed my enjoyment of Silent Hill 2. Thanks for that, Konami.
Wow, Konami, douchebag since whenever that year was. Okay, let's carry on here. Judging the murals if they didn't want to
2002.
Yeah, as if they didn't want to see. Okay, Fluttershy put her hoof to her chin and thought.
So I have to find where they locked the gem away, and the only hint I have is the word hide.
Okay, time to play and beat Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Good luck with that.
Yeah, or even figuring out how to complete the game properly. Fluttershy looked around the dark hallway once more, before quickly setting back down the way she was heading. She looked even closer at the doors now, looking for any door that might have some sort of keypad or be open for her to check and see if it would reveal some kind of locked item.
Fascinating.
Even after another turn in the hallway, none of the doors revealed any answers.
Great.
Before opening up to another staircase, heading back down to the first floor. She treaded carefully, expecting another creature to start.
Actually, he wrote, she treated carefully.
I thought it was treaded.
I think it's a mistake.
Oh, okay. She treated carefully, expecting another creature to start heading for her if she wasn't careful. The world remained quiet, though, as she came upon a hallway that she recognized from when she was a filly.
Yes, me too.
It was the testing wing of the hospital. One she remembered frequently.
You can do it, Devar.
Why is this so
You should get
difficult?
it all. Use all of your might.
One she remembered frequenting with her mother as she was getting help.
Successfully reading this line fills you with determination.
Yes.
Undertale reference.
Yes. In a quiet nostalgia, she began to check some of the doors in the hallway. One door, open for her.
Damn it.
As she walked inside. That's the last time I'll do that joke, okay?
Mother!
Came the voice of a little filly. Fluttershy stepped back into shock as she looked
This height she'd seen.
Oh my god, the most horrifying thing ever! Please don't hurt me!
Fluttershy stepped back in shock as she looked back at what was happening before her. A ghostly version of her mother was lying on the bed in the room, as a filly version of herself ran up happily next to her bedside.
Oh, Fluttershy, you came to visit. Again. Bummer, I cannot stand
I don't know why I don't know why that voice you just pulled on just reminded me of that character from Sonic Boom, the walrus mother who goes like, "Oh no, my baby is in danger again." Okay.
You had to mention Sonic Boom. Now my sleepiness levels have increased.
It fills you with great determination for bed.
Yes.
Her mother chuckled happily, leaning down to pick up the little filly, hugging her close as she lay in the bed.
Of course, Mother. You know I'll always visit you.
Fluttershy chuckled happily as her mother's hair tickled her.
When are you coming home, Mother? I miss you.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming home soon. The doctor says I'm improved.
Suddenly she covers Fluttershy in all the blood she coughed up.
So yes, I'm improving. Never felt better. Anyway,
Yeah.
as soon as the doctors finish their testing... Oh my god.
The classic mistake.
Okay, first of all, Doctor apostrophe S, no. Finish there, as in THERE, testing today. There's so much wrong in one sentence.
Classic mistakes 101. Her mother smiled happily. Again.
Really?
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 Okay, young Fluttershy should sound like Eddie.
Really?
Never mind.
Fluttershy's face lit up happily.
Really?
And then one of her lungs is on top of Fluttershy's head.
Pretend you didn't see that. Glum. Swallowed. Nailed it.
Her mother chuckled happily as at her daughter's enthusiasm.
They said unless it's serious, I can head home today since I'll have your father at home to take care of me. We're so lucky to have him. Cough, cough. Please.
Cough. I'm sick.
She smiled.
She smiled.
Dad's the best doctor in the whole world. He'll make you all better in no time.
Fluttershy said happily.
Smiled.
Yeah, smiled happily.
You said.
Oh, I said it by accident then. Absolute tiredness is getting to me as well.
Honestly, yeah, this whole story is an accident. Alright. Indeed he will.
By the way, accident? I thought Mogeko Castle was an accident.
No, Mogeko Castle was a tragedy.
I knew you were going to say that.
What else am I supposed to say? By the way, we're going to have to continue that, I've decided.
Okay. Fluttershy's mother smiled happily before turning her head and coughing into a hoof. Convincingly, may I add.
Cough, cough, wheeze, wheeze.
Away from her daughter.
You really should be resting.
Came a deeper voice. Which is Mitch.
You really should be resting. My save!
Perfect. He's Mitch.
Okay, he's Mitch. Okay, I think Mitch, being that great father that he was, is the perfect character to voice this one.
Especially being a doctor.
I use the physics of lifeguarding to save people. I'm a doctor.
The two girls turned to see an older Pegasus.
Like one is a girl, the other not so much.
Would a doctor's coat walk into the room? Would a doctor's coat walk? There's no comma here. It's just a full, continuous sentence.
Daddy!
Fluttershy smiled happily.
Hobby! Hobby too! Are you hobby free? Let's go home and cook some burgers.
No, but I will be home free soon.
Hello, dear.
Her mother smiled happily. So much smiling happily. Can you smile sadly?
Hello, you too.
He smiled and walked closer.
Oh, wait. Hello, you two, as in number 2.
Hello, number 2.
Hello, hobby number 2. Hello, wife number 3. We're a big happy family that I saved. My save. Burgers, Baywatch. Say, what else is there to say?
He smiled and walked closer.
How you feeling today?
Mother.
Oh, yeah. Better. My stay here helps, but I'm eager to get home and be with my little one. And also Fluttershy.
Let's not question who Little One is.
Well, obviously, it's the original Obi, which is kept chained in the basement.
Or the attic, depending which cliche you want to go with.
The basement is creepier. And it's an older stable.
Okay.
Also, the attic seems just impractical to hide somebody.
Yeah. Mother smiled, rubbing Fluttershy's head happily.
How do you rub happily?
Apparently can rub, neutrally?
You can also rub maliciously. You'll be destined too, you know. You may feel better, but you're not cured yet. Well, we'll find a cure, don't you worry. And it's going to be my cure.
It's going to be my cure, and we're going to, the cure's going to involve bikini-clad women.
and water machines.
And deaf peer.
And murdering your own microphone, apparently.
Sorry. Her father smiled. He looked tired, like he hadn't gotten a good night's sleep in a long while.
I know you will, dear. We'll be a happy family again before too long. I have a feeling that's not going to be the case.
Yeah.
I've got this feeling. I'm a bit hooked on. I'm hooked on a feeling, you could say. I can't shake this feeling deep inside of me. It's appropriate because David Hasselhoff did an actual cover of that song, so... and it's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, where were we? I forgot.
Find a cure, my cure! And I know you will, dear. We'll be a happy family again before too long.
Oh yeah, here we are. Her mother said happily before the images faded away. Obviously, we're gonna hate happily at this rate.
Happily is going to be the new water at this rate.
Happily Water is going to be the worst show ever.
Yes, even worse than freaking Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Ugh.
Or Drawn Together.
Fluttershy didn't know what to make.
And also, who could ever forgot? That's the name of that.
I was waiting for a show title.
That's the title of the show.
Really?
Might as well be every of those cartoons combined. Just call them Air. It's the Air block. Air Season 1. Air Season 2.
Air spin-off.
Air.
Okay, Fluttershy didn't know what to make of the images. I could tell you what to make of them. You can make paper airplanes. After they had gone, the room had... Okay, there should be a comma here at least. After they had gone, the room had returned to the state of decay as the rest of the hospital was in. The furniture and cloth was destroyed and old. With the smell...
it's either old or it is destroyed. Because, if it's old, it implies it's still intact.
Yeah. With the smell of mildew hitting her nose.
Damn it!
At least mildew...
What's the deal with the mildew?
Well, mildew everywhere. It's like water everywhere.
What even is mildew?
Mildew is, you know when you haven't cleaned your room in ages and it's like this black green stuff that forms because of water and dust?
Oh. Wait, isn't it called something else?
I thought that's what mildew is. Oh, am I wrong?
No, you're thinking of... I don't remember what the word in English is. So I'm going to check right now. You keep reading.
Mother,
Fluttershy said quietly. She remembered the memory now. Though when
yes, the word you were looking for is mold.
Oh, mold. I thought
Yes.
mildew and mold was the same thing.
You know what? Since I'm here, I'm going to check what mildew actually means. This has become suddenly very educational.
Yes. Silent Ponyville 2. Educational. Edutainment.
Mildew is defined as a thin, superficial, usually whitish growth consisting of minute hyphae, which is fungal filaments.
Oh dear. Okay.
Interesting.
Yes, very interesting. Okay. She remembered that memory.
Produced especially on living plants or organic matter such as wood, paper, or leather. Molds are similar superficial, often woolly, downy or furry growths of unspecified color, typically on food or suggesting decay. So they belong to the same family, basically.
Oh, so that's why I thought it was the same thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, hey,
we learned something new today,
yes,
folks.
you can learn things by listening to our stupid podcast. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, we're now okay. We've ditched the comedy routine, and we're now edutainment presenters now.
Edutainment. Okay, our first episode of Madhog and the Bar Explain Stuff. Just who the hell is John Muir? Okay.
Okay, she remembered that memory now, though when she had tried to remember it before, it was hazy. But now it was coming in clear as could be. Clear as could be. Don't you mean clear as day? That would probably be in a better sentence.
At this rate, we'll never be over with this chapter.
She wondered why, what reason her memories would have for hiding her mother, till they showed up like this. She took a closer look at the room, but nothing else seemed to pop out at her. To her, she frowned a little.
It's a pop-out book.
She frowned a little, hoping she'd find a little more to remember.
Oh, I wanted to see what happened to the freaking Lorax. I don't know. What's a pop-out book? What's a popular pop-out book? I don't know.
But it didn't seem...
Oh, wait, I know. She wanted to see if Daddy was engulfed in flames in the pop-out book. You know, like in the episode of The Simpsons.
Yes.
It's, Daddy's in flames. Daddy's not in flames. Or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Nailed it completely.
But it didn't seem she'd be offered anything. She slowly turned back to the door and walked out back into the hallway. She let out a soft sigh as she tried to gather her thoughts and tried to calm down.
Well, this is still more exciting than playing Phantasmagoria, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. She walked further down the hall before her. Her eyes caught the sight of a sign that was lit up above double doors. The sign read, ER.
I hope George Clooney is in there.
I'm not a big fan of that show.
At least you get the reference.
She hesitated for a moment. She hadn't been in the ER section of the hospital before, and she was worried about what she would find.
She'd find George Clooney.
However, she gulped down her fears and quickly entered the double doors.
Okay.
She looked around, not seeing any creatures, but the scent of blood caught her nose.
Of course.
She looked down on the ground and saw a trail of blood leading down the ER's hallway, as if something had dragged a pony's body down it. Her gut told her that following the trail was the right way to go. Really? Blood?
That's what your gut is telling you. Huh. And do the heart, the stomach, and the pancreas agree with you?
The pancreas doesn't get a vote. But she dreaded what she would find. She didn't want to see a bleeding corpse. Well, that would have been scary if you didn't,
Spoiled it.
Spoil it like that.
Well, I see it's taking lessons of horror storytelling from Mogeko Castle.
With another gulp, she began to follow the trail of blood. The trail led under a door at the end of the hallway.
Incidentally, it was a really easy path to follow without bifurcations whatsoever, because the game was kind enough to tell us in advance.
A door that looked like it was used for surgery. She carefully pushed the door open.
You mean to tell me the entire door was specifically used for surgery?
Nurse, scalpel. Door. The other door, nurse. She carefully pushed the door open, walking into the room. It was indeed a room for surgery, torn apart. Privacy curtains hung from rusted metal rails. A window for observation was broken on one side of the room. A tray filled with rusted medical items lay near a broken table. This is horror, guys. Broken everything. Everything's broken. Various machines and devices.
The story's broken.
Various machines and devices lay in various pieces around the room. The disinfecting sink was coated with a layer of blood. Well, someone was lazy in cleaning that.
Yes.
The blood trail ended in the middle of the room, leading to a large pool of blood that lay just underneath the surgical table. On top of the table was a wooden blood-stained box with a padlock on it.
Obviously.
Some things are best left forgotten. The padlock had a dial on it for turning numbers to open it.
Fantastic.
Well, that's convenient. Fluttershy carefully walked up to the box and examined it before noticing a bit of extra blood with her fries on the table that had been formed into words.
Turn the letters into...
What the freaking...
Nimbles?
What kind of a word is this? NHMBLYRS? What is this?
Nimblers? Type it into Google. What's Nimblers?
You know what? It might actually be a mistake. Nimblers.
Unless it was supposed to be numbers. The last. Wait, I see now. The last word was smudged. Oh, so it was the author's way of trying to make it look smudged.
I guess, given the circumstances, it's the best he could do. Then again, we are so used to finding mistakes and repetitions and all sorts of amateurish mistakes in his stories that we automatically assume this was just a misspelled word.
Yeah. But it had...
See? He's subverting our expectations of him. Isn't that clever?
Oh, yeah. But it all had been written in blood. Yeah, I did not know that.
I think we gathered that by now.
Really? I didn't know this. I thought it was written in curry sauce. She was surprised. It wasn't all more smudged. She carefully placed her hoof against the padlock and looked at the 4 dials on it. Each dial went from 1 to 9, creating 4-digit number code to unlock the box.
The note said that the code was the word hide, and the words here say something about turning the letters.
Yes, you can do it, Fluttershy.
And it's like the rules of logic in King's Quest 6.
You can do this. Anyone can get this. Fluttershy thought quietly for a moment, trying to tell her brain what it meant.
That seems like an oxymoron, if you ask me.
Okay, brain, you're gonna think about the code for me. So, what about this code? What is it gonna be?
I don't care. You're on your own.
Oh, I know. It could be a 1, right?
Yeah, it could be a 1, I guess. Suddenly it seemed to come to her. as she placed her other hoof against the dial and began to turn the numbers.
8, 9, 4, 5.
Seems rather obvious in retrospect.
Well, it could have been worse. The combination could have been 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. Oh.
She said out loud as she turned all the numbers to what she thought must be the right combination. The padlock clicked, releasing its iron...
And then it exploded.
Released its iron grip on the wooden box, only to be eaten by a mimic. Fluttershy smiled happily at her own ingenious...
That's still not a... That's still an adjective. That's an adjective. You need to accost an adjective to an actual name.
Before carefully moving the padlock aside to open the box. Inside, she saw what she expected. The other gem that was Celestia's eye.
Well, good for you.
Though this one was a dark shade of blue instead of the orange that had her other eye was. So, I'm gonna take a wild guess. The orange is supposed to represent Celestia's eye. Well, Celestia's, sun, while the dark shade of blue is supposed to represent Luna's moon, sort of deal.
Well, good for you.
Fluttershy carefully put the jewel inside of her bag, ready to leave the surgical room. She turned and exited the room, only to be met with the loud hissing of her music box once more, and
Spaghetti-O.
And I spat on my screen.
Oh, man.
This isn't easy, You try.
Okay, somehow this is all Eddie's fault.
Her head instantly looked down the hallway, seeing the same kind of nurse heading towards her, blocking off the path of the hallway. Fluttershy looked around, not sure what to do, not wanting to get attacked, but having nowhere to run. She did the only thing...
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
She did the only thing she could. Thing to do. The only thing she could thing.
She did the only thing she could thing to do. Oh, man. That's...
My mind is blown at this.
Fantastic.
The only thing that she could thing to do, and pressed herself up against the wall. With that, she very slowly began to walk towards the nurse, hoping the nurse would ignore her and let her slip by. I don't know, at this point I would have described her a monstrosity at this point. The nurse's head turned to snap and look at Fluttershy as she got almost side by side by it.
Awkward.
Yeah, awkward way to describe this.
No, I mean, I imagine the situation to be rather awkward. I mean, the nurse just looks at her, deadpanned, and Fluttershy is sort of like, fidgeting, looking around nervously, laughing stupidly. Hi. I mean, just passing through. Don't mind me. I'm the toaster repair pony. You know what that was, Devar?
What?
That was a Fallout Equestria reference. Haven't done one of those in ages.
You're on your own for that one, then. I was going to say that...
Alright, there's no toaster. There is one thing that needs fixing, and it's my heart. I love you, nurse.
That was nice. That was nice.
Fluttershy stopped in her tracks.
Devar, you watch too much romance.
I just thought it'd be weird and funny. As the nurse stopped as well. You're right, actually that was kind of cheesy for me, even for my standards.
Oh, it was funny.
The nurse seemed to be staring at Fluttershy through its bandaged face. Fluttershy couldn't see the eyes, but she knew they were staring deeply at her. Fluttershy stared back in return, as she looked at me, and I looked at her, and she looked at me.
And I say potato, and you say potato.
As she could feel a cold sweat beginning to form on her forehead. The two of them were in a standoff. Western music here.
Okay, I have the perfect Western music.
Great.
Education. If you were gay,
that would be okay. I would say hooray!
But I'm not gay.
The two of them were in a standoff, and Fluttershy didn't want to be the first pony to make a move. The tension was...
Oh, wait, that's Kill Bill.
The tension was thick, only cut by the by the hissing of the music box, telling Fluttershy that she was in danger. The nurse finally but slowly turned its head away from Fluttershy before walking past her, heading for the surgical room Shy had just left from. Shy left out a sigh, a soft sigh, from the air she had been holding in from the tension.
Right.
I think you can stop the music now.
I've already stopped the music.
Oh, good. The nurse turned around instantly as it suddenly let out a wailing, ear-piercing cry.
Okay, then.
Fluttershy jumped, running out of the ER hallway as fast as she could. She turned down the testing hallway, running straight for the stairs to the second floor, when her music box hissed even louder as she hit a wall of thick air that squeezed down on her as if trying to suffocate her. She skidded to a stop as her whole body felt terror.
Terror! Okay.
The dark creature was standing before her once more. It roared at her as its white mouth opened, the jagged teeth coming down swiftly. Flutterstein.
I am Dr. Victor von Flutterstein. I create the ultimate superhuman.
I can't believe I said that.
Flutterstein. Okay, she's Flutterstein from now on. That's too good.
Flutterstein. Instinct reacted as she raised her hoof to defend herself.
So as you can see, the nurses do not attack her directly. They are like walking sirens that summon the real monster to chase after her.
Genius.
It's most certainly a more interesting use than the actual nurses from Silent Hill were used for.
Yeah,
if you ask me.
It's definitely refreshing, just for the small detail. The jagged teeth bored down into her leg, and Flutterstein let out a scream in agony as it felt like her flesh was on fire.
Schultz!
Schultz! I love that propaganda cartoon.
That's one of the best propaganda cartoons. So memorable.
The dark creature twisted its head before quickly snapping it back, picking up and tossing Flutterstein by her leg.
Schultz!
Flutterstein slammed into a wall, the air escaping her lungs as pain soared through her. She coughed and gagged on the thick air as the dark creature began to walk closer to her, wanting to strike out once more.
Oh, she's going to get the American stand. Strike once more.
Okay, one more paragraph of this. German accent. Flutterstein scrambled to her legs, her injured leg slipping, causing her to crash face first into the floor.
Schultz!
Eliciting another yelp as her bruised face was struck. She managed to turn her head to look at the creature through blurry, tear-filled eyes. It was drawing too close. She had to escape. She had to get up and run.
Quick, tell it the funniest joke in the world. Die laughing.
It's been so long since I did that sort of style of voice since I sang Rammstein songs.
It's not too long enough.
Instinct struck again as her wings spread out and she flapped them desperately, trying to pick up her body and get away. Get away quickly. She had to get to the mural of Celestia. Jagged teeth bore down into her wing.
Ow.
Yeah, that really hurts. Fluttershy screamed even louder than she had before, her sensitive wing being punctured in several places. I think you forgot a D.
That's not quite the word I would use, but okay.
You forgot the D. The dark creature twisted its head again, though this time a loud crack was heard as the bone in her wing snapped.
Ow!
Ah!
Ow!
You ever had that pain, folks, where you had an empathic pain that you could feel like it was your own body part, but it doesn't exist?
I have no soul.
That's what I'm feeling right now. I feel like I've hurt my wing, even though I don't have one.
You haven't earned your wings yet. You had to convince a douchebag to reconsider his entire life. In time for Christmas. Then you can earn your wings.
Look, Daddy, a bell rings means an angel has got its wings.
You got it, Clarence.
Okay. Flutterstein's body flailed once more as her screams. This is gonna get him every time, isn't it? This is gonna get you every time, isn't it, Madhog?
Hopefully not.
Once more as her screams echoed through the hallway, the dark creature let go of the maimed wing, seeming to grin happily at its accomplishment.
Oh, it's sadistic too.
Very sadistic. As tears streamed down her face, her legs finally found traction. Traction, that's a word I only heard scientifically used. She put all of her strength.
No! A missed opportunity!
This seems like he's intentionally trying to avoid it now.
I think, yeah, he's actually aware of that in this story.
It's like he's going like, I'm sorry, we can't see each other anymore with all my might.
I'm seeing new people now. There's this Steve guy. He's hilarious. And Larry. Oh, Larry too.
Larry, Steve, and Dash don't know how to treat me well.
They are the three stooges. Apparently.
They can make me laugh.
They are the three stooges. Dash, Steve, and Larry.
She put all her strength and focus into running, wanting nothing more than to put distance between her and the dark creature. Her vision was blurred with pain and tears, making it hard to see where she was going. She smacked into the end of the hallway, crying as pain shot through her body from the force of the impact.
And also the wing.
She shakily looked down the hallway, seeing the blurry outline of the dark creature heading straight for her, continuing its slow pace.
See? This should be scary. I mean, this overpowering sadistic creature that takes its time to walk towards you because it knows you have nowhere to run.
Oh, this actually is well done, this part.
Not really, but at least we can pretend it is.
She reached
See, I've run out of patience completely for this.
She
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's alright.
I'm not even trying anymore.
She reached her good hoof out in front of her and found a door before her. With haste, she opened it, stumbling out. She quickly blinked, whirling her head around. She was on the other side of the lobby. She knew where she was. She could go through the other door, make it up the stairs, and then she could get to the mural. Her music box had yet to cease its hissing. Succotash.
Yes,
As
sure.
a figure came in.
Are you Sylvester or Roman Reigns?
As a figure came into a blurry vision, Fluttershy turned and I run. Okay, I can't do Sylvester to save my life.
It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to stick your tongue out, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, only looking back to see the blurry outline of a nurse that had been walking towards her. She tripped against the receptionist's chair that lay scattered behind the desk.
Honestly, this seems comical, not scary.
Damn you, receptionist chair! My only enemy next to the stairs!
And, the dark creature that wants to torture you to death.
That's just annoyance. She didn't have time to let the pain settle in. She had to get up. She scrambled back to her feet and reached the other door. The moment she entered the hallway to the patient's rooms, another ear-piercing wail cried out.
Father!
Hello, nurse!
Sure, why not?
Fluttershy turned to just barely in time to see a nurse raised up on her hind legs as the front legs came rushing straight for her. Fluttershy felt the hooves strike her face.
Ow!
Yeah.
That nurse just punched her in the face like a boss.
Strike her face as she was sent tumbling back into the wall. She panted as she got back up and tried to look around. She could no longer see out of one eye. Only half the world came to her vision.
Now she's literally Fluttershy. Huh? Get it?
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
She has a shiny.
Yes, yes.
I am so clever.
Oh, yeah.
Laugh with me. Laugh with me.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yes, you should do that.
Okay, where was I? Push up the wall.
I have no idea. I've lost. I think I'm lost too.
Okay. She could no longer see out what I only have. She made out the image of the nurse walking towards her, barely even giving her time to realize she'd been hit. Fluttershy pushed off against the wall and ran past the nurse wailing at her as she ran by.
You're going down, Bill!
She could barely see. Her hoof hit the staircase with a thud, sending her face into the stairs once more.
Okay, again, this seems more comical than scary.
Her head was throbbing so much she wasn't even sure she was happening. Wasn't sure what was happening to her body anymore. She only knew she had to get up and keep running. She had to get up. She had to get to the mural. It was her way out. It had to be her way out. Get to the mural!
Imagine if she gets there and she puts the gem in the eye and she expects an exit. Instead, she gets confetti.
Yeah, it falls on top of her.
It just says, congratulations, you solved the puzzle. Here's your reward. A bag of freaking candies or something. You can throw the candies at the monster, I guess.
Yeah. She climbed the stairs to the second floor. She wasn't even sure how she did it, but she had managed it. She kept running. She wasn't even sure how she was keeping up pace with her body, but her legs were running. Running legs.
the legs were running from her.
I don't know. This sounds like this should be a gangster's name now. Okay, we got Tight-Lipped Rooney, Running Like Steves, and
Babyface Larry.
yeah, and Babyface Larry, or Gary the Squealer. Okay, she made the turn down the second floor hallway.
I thought his name was Gary the Agile.
Their ancestors. Yes. She made the turn down the second floor hallway, and the blurry image of the mural was in her sight. She had ran straight for it, skidding to a stop right before it. The music box let out a loud hiss as the air began to feel thick. Fluttershy reached into her bag and pulled out the blue eye. Not the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
No, just a regular blue eye.
Alright. The air began to feel like it was pressing down on her,
Oh my god, it's a giant mural!
going to crush her body. She fumbled with the eye, fumbling to put it into the right slot. It nearly fell from her hooves. She shifted it hastily into place. Again, funny. This sounds like a very funny B-horror movie.
It should be tragic and scary and hopeless and daunting and all of that, but instead it's unintentionally funny. But that's mostly because, one, we're kind of sleepy, and two, we are so through all of the mistakes this story makes and all the repetitions at this point that we kind of are in constant nitpicky mode at this point.
Yeah.
We cannot let go of anything. It's just...
Well, I just say the things for fun myself. Okay, let's see, couldn't breathe.
She couldn't breathe.
Oh, she couldn't breathe. The air and the pressure was too strong.
We're too strong.
Yeah.
No, you read it right.
Yeah.
It's the author that wrote it wrong.
Yes, I kind of guessed that would be the case. She swore she could feel breath on the back of her neck as the blue gem clicked into place.
And then she turns around and it's a caveman Patrick.
The two gems lit out a bright light as a loud cry came from her side.
We are the crystal gems. We're
gonna
always save the day.
And if you think we can't, we'll always find a way.
As long as the people of this world believe us. Garnet, Amethyst,
and Pearl.
and Steve the period. Okay.
Period universe. There, I said it.
Oh, man.
I feel dirty for saying that. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, the Steven Universe is untouchable.
Yeah, it's a great show.
It's the best.
Yeah, okay, let me see. Where was I again?
Two gems, etc.,
Oh, yeah.
etc.
The two gems let out a bright light as a loud cry came from her side. The mural began to move, disappearing into the wall. In its place was another dark hallway. Another dark hallway! Oh no!
Awesome.
Fluttershy ran for it. She ran through the hallway, ran away from the pressure and the thick air. It was chasing her. The creature was following her down the long hallway. Her chest was once more on fire, but she couldn't stop. Did I really say it like that? On fire!
Yes, you said on fire! I like that.
I don't know who or what said it like that.
It's me. It's me. I said fire all the time when I read this.
Oh.
On purpose, though.
Oh, so maybe it was you. Okay. An office opened up at the end of the hallway. A simple office. A desk. A filing cabinet. Chairs. Office space.
A lot of stuff in this office.
Hope you enjoy your new workplace, Fluttershy.
Oh no, it's Phantasmagoria 2 all over again.
I heard that. Fluttershy.
Phantasmagoria 2 office work simulation.
A puzzle of flesh. Gotta love that cheesy subtitle.
Yes, sure.
Fluttershy crashed into the desk, throwing her hooves over it as she panted in desperation.
Echoing pants.
Yes, Fluttershy is throwing her hooves up at this, like, I'm done. Her vision was impaired so much... Sorry, I burped. Sorry, folks. Her vision was impaired so much now, she could only make out the outline of the furniture in the office. The air grew thick once more. She turned her head in fear, watching as the dark creature was drawing closer. Its blood-covered white smile and jagged teeth shone underneath its red, glaring eyes. She couldn't see anything but its face. Her breath sounded loud. Her panting was as loud as the beating of her heart in her ears. There was no escaping it.
You don't sound grizzled enough.
I need to sound more grizzled. There was no escaping it this time. The mule had led her to a dead end. There was no escape now. Her vision was filled with the dark creature. It was going to kill her. She would die here, and her friends would never know what happened to her.
Meanwhile, at the previously mentioned motel, oh gee, I wonder what happened to Fluttershy. Oh well.
Oh well, just boil us another mug of hot cocoa, will you? She muttered an apology under her breath. Oh, it says, hear breath, as in she's hearing her breath. I have no words. She muttered an apology under hear breath as her face continued to be drenched with her tears. The creature was upon her, and her breath stopped. The pressure of the creature's presence was enough to feel like it would stop her heart. It opened its mouth as it was going to bore its fangs down on her one last time. I added out dramatic pauses, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It stopped. The creature had stopped moving. Something had forced the creature to not kill her. Fluttershy meekly stared at the creature, not understanding what was happening. It had the opportunity to kill her. Why wasn't it taking it? Her ears twitched as she heard the reason. Somewhere in the distance, a siren was going off.
Ooh, lunch break!
Well, finally, could use a break.
Okay, this seems like a scary moment until you realize it's pretty much written in the same way the first encounter with the Slender Man in the previous story went down.
Yes, I was going to say that, actually. It does feel that way.
Like I said, it's recycling a lot from the previous story.
The dark creature before her began to disappear, as if the siren had called it forth, then summoned it back.
I'll be back before you know it. Lunch break only lasts an hour.
I'll be back. The darkness that surrounded the creature's body.
I like you. I'll kill you last.
The creature's body seemed to burn up. The entire creature went up in a black fire before her, disappearing before it could finish her. The music box ceased its hissing as the creature vanished, leaving her in the office by herself.
Fantastic.
You don't want to be in that office on your own. It's a terrible show. A terribly boring one.
The Office?
Yeah.
No! Oh, God, no! Oh!
What? So you don't like it either?
It was a reference.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it was a specific reference from that show, which I never saw, so I cannot judge.
A loud click could be heard before the sound of something crashing to the ground. Fluttershy's mind was hazed over. She could barely see. She couldn't understand what was going on, but she dragged herself over to where she had heard the sound. Her body moved on its own now, without her guidance. Her body stepped on top of a platform, one she was sure had been there when she had entered the room, felt her body collapse on top of it, laying herself down as she panted. The platform began to move.
Oh, it's an elevator.
She wasn't sure how or why, but she didn't care. It was moving up. It was taking her away from the hospital. The platform was moving into the ceiling, through a dark path that she couldn't see what was around her. But she knew she wasn't around danger anymore.
Yes. You keep telling that to yourself.
Yes, danger is nowhere near.
Danger Mouse, on the other hand.
Oh yeah, that came out recently. The pain was becoming real to her now. Her face came to her attention first. She could feel the swelling around her eye. She was probably also bleeding a lot from her face, but it was hard to tell. Her leg was no longer useful. Oh well, best throw it away. Using it so heavily in a panic state while it was injured, it had gone completely numb to her. She had probably done irreversible harm to it. It probably would never work the same way again. Until you remember it's all a dream that you could die in.
Yes. Keep telling yourself, it's just a dream. It's just a dream. Pray that it's only a nightmare. Which is the tagline for Phantasmagoria. Oh, man.
Everything leads to Phantasmagoria.
And to rape, for some reason.
Oh no.
Yes, it does. For some reason it does. I don't know why it happens to us specifically, but...
For this month, yeah. She could barely make out the blood pouring from it. Her wing. The creature had snapped her wing. Broken it. She couldn't help but remark at that.
That sucks.
Doesn't remarking something mean you said something aloud? Usually?
Yes, it does.
But no one said anything.
Never mind.
Okay. Pegasus' wings were strong and sturdy. One could not normally break it with a twist of the head.
But tell that to Rainbow Dash.
They weren't like bird wings that were fragile. They were strong enough to lift an entire bird. The body of a pony.
They are strong enough to lift an entire small bird.
They were strong enough to lift the entire body, a pony. I think you missed an of a pony. But hers was now broken. I think you said it's broken already. You don't need to reiterate that point. She wasn't sure if it could be fixed or not. The one thing she knew about broken wings was that they could break two ways. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. I don't know if you even have that in Italy.
Yes, we do that.
Even the slogan.
Yes. Translated, obviously.
I just wouldn't know that. Okay. A way that they could be used again, or a way that they'd never be usable again. There was a very little in leeway. Her thoughts were distracted when the platform came to a stop. It had reached its destination.
I hope it's the Batcave.
She panted heavily. Her body wanted to stay collapsed, absorb the pain. The pain that was trying to drive her mad. The only thing that was keeping her sane was the thoughts of what damage had been done to her and what she could do to fix it. But she knew she had to at least get up. If she didn't get up, she couldn't start fixing her wounds. She tried to stand up. She put energy to her legs, but they refused to stand her up. How many times are we going to say stand up?
Stand up. Da, 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 da.
Stand up. Du.
Give me steam. And
how
how
you
you
feel
feel
to
make
make
it
it
real.
real.
Real as anything
you
can
see.
be.
Get
Get
alive.
alive in the dreamer's dream. Yes.
She carefully blinked her one usable eye, trying to open it more than it was, but it refused against her actions. Okay, eyes, stop defying her. You can't go on strike now.
They have a strong union.
She tried to flap her good wing, but it was pressed hard against the platform by her body. She panted, but she was too tired to panic anymore. She was yelling at herself at get up. Okay, she was yelling at herself at get up. I don't know what to say to this line.
We're almost done.
Go to bed, line. Think about what you just did. But her body was refusing now.
Ha 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 ha! Oh man, that was a good one. Pinky giggled happily.
Pinky giggled.
Ah, wait, it's a flashback, so happily.
Fluttershy's eyes closed tightly, wanting to escape the pain with sleep, but she forced it open.
Ha 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 ha! Man, you pulled the best pranks, Pinkie Pie! Rainbow Dash laughed alongside the pink pony. Oni.
Oni. It's funny you say Oni like demon.
I know. Move on.
Her good front leg lifted weakly off of her body as she very carefully placed the hoof against the ground.
That was pretty funny.
Fluttershy giggled, covering her mouth with her hooves.
Her legs started to lift the front of her body up. Her body jerked in refusal, but she held herself up. Her back legs began to weakly move now.
I told you you'll enjoy yourself, Rainbow said, grinning, putting a hoof over Fluttershy's shoulder.
Her back legs slowly moved, placing their hooves against the ground. She lifted herself up. She was standing again. She could feel herself dripping. She was losing blood.
It's all in good fun, after all, Pinky laughed, bouncing up to Fluttershy. After all, who doesn't love to share a good laugh? She grinned brightly.
On 3 legs, she slowly began to walk. She didn't know where she was going yet, but she could feel the need to go forward.
I just wanna feel. And
then she falls down a hole back into the hospital.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm still not sure that I'm that good at them, but I love doing them with you two.
Out of context, do not take.
Context! Where are you? Did you take a holiday?
No, the context is the pranks that they are doing.
Yes, I know, I was kidding.
I was saying, do not take out of context. Fluttershy smiled happily. She loved being around her
friends.
Quotation marks friends. They gave her such strength, such might, you could say. She didn't know what she'd do without her friends.
Fluttershy stopped before a mirror. She could see herself now. She could see the bruised half of her face swelling around her eye, the maimed wing, the bleeding leg. She was a mess. With very careful precision, she dropped her saddlebag onto the ground. Why does that require precision? Using her good hoof, she opened the bag and pulled out a health drink. She very carefully swallowed its bitter contents before placing it down. She then grabbed the bandages in her bag and very carefully began to wrap the wound on her leg.
I think that's enough for one day, but we should totally do this again. Rainbow Dash Green, that Fluttershy.
Context!
Yes, I know. Fluttershy.
Oh, yes, I'd love to. Doing this again would make me happy.
Arthur, are you doing this on purpose?
I don't know. Fluttershy grinned happily. She could ask for nothing more than a trio of Steves. As in ellipsis. Then to spend another day in the loving care of her quotation mark friends. And that's the end of chapter 4. Thank goodness.
Gosh.
This was the chapter that never ends.
Seriously, how long was this chapter? I swear
It was 7,000. No, wait, no, wait. That's the views.
10. Oh, wait, no, that's the views. Where's
Also,
the words?
I have no idea. You know what? I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna quickly check here, but apparently it was 6,442 words.
Hey, it was the longest chapter so far.
Yeah.
It's actually the...
It actually is the first longest. The second longest is chapter 7.
Which is the ending. Oh my gosh. We still have 4 more chapters to go. Plus the endings. We won't be able to finish this story by the end of this month, will we?
Oh gosh, this is terrible.
Anyway.
We're done for this one.
Yes,
least.
we are so done. So done. Oh, so tired.
Yeah, so we'll just say this. Thanks for joining us, folks. I hope you enjoy this, and hope you continue joining us for the next chapters.
Yes, on the next exciting episode of Learn with Madhog and Devar, we still don't know who John Muir is.
Nope, but we will someday.
Good night, everybody.
Yes, good night. Take care. And now a word from our sponsors.
Schulz! You kind die Americans Russian.
Feeling battered and bruised after being hit by a German officer? Well, I drink health drinks. It does wonders.
Schulz, give me hammer!
And I'm ready for any day. Good night, everybody.
I'll health drink.